U.S. Navy commander and military analyst KIRK LIPPOLD and former Army intel officer and senior contributor at The Federalist, Chuck DeVore. All right, Chuck, these MiGs, Biden said no MiGs. You think that was a bad call?
I think the worst call, Jesse, was this public debate. It was a complete fiasco, and it really damaged U.S. credibility. It lowered our ability to deter both Russian actions and future actions from the People's Republic of China. It was the worst of all worlds. If they weren't going to do it, just be quiet about it and just don't do it.
Yeah, it's like getting into a fight with your girlfriend in public. You know, you never want to do that. It's not a good look. Kirk, you are pro-MiG or anti-MiG? What's your strategy there?
Absolutely pro-MiG. And part of the reason I would say that, Jesse, is up until this point, Putin has dictated the tempo of this war by saying, if you do this, I will react like this, and the United States and our allies have backed off. It's time for us to start setting the tempo and saying, we're going to give Ukraine the MiGs, and if you do anything to interfere with it, we'll respond accordingly. And make sure that Putin knows that we're going to start setting the tempo on what we are allowed to do to support the Ukraine so that they can defend their country effectively.
Kirk, does that worry you at all in any way that it's going to drag us closer and closer to an escalation path with the Russians? We don't really want to get involved in that, I thought.
Well, I think that's a convenient political term right now, Jesse. My analysis is a little bit different than most. In my view, World War III's already started. We're just in the slow burn phase right now. The reality of it is, when you look at everything that Putin has done over decades in building up, Georgia in 2008, Crimea in 2014, and now with Ukraine, he is intending on reestablishing the Russian Empire, the Soviet mold, and unfortunately, we are seeing a country being decimated as a result.
Chuck, do you agree that we're already in World War III? And do you agree that Putin's army is that ferocious that it could even gobble up anything larger than Ukraine at the time? Because it looks like it's having a pretty tough time.
You're right, Jesse. It is having a tough time. And two things about that. First of all, I'm very concerned about these massive economic deals that were consummated between China and Russia months ago, as if they were coordinating this action and knew that Russia would be under severe economic sanction.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right about the underwhelming performance of the Russian military, and that opens another danger. Per Russian doctrine, I would not be surprised at all if they resorted to the use of chemical weapons soon. And you saw that, Jesse. They telegraphed it when the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs today warned that Ukraine might themselves use chemical weapons. They are testing the reaction from the West. And if this happens, all bets are off. NATO had better come down, because the civilian casualties will be absolutely catastrophic.
Kirk, do you agree that they intend to use bio and germ?
I don't know about the bio and germ, but certainly they're going to use chemical weapons. It wouldn't surprise me that if it were to continue and Russia were to continue to fail, they might even go nuclear, which would be the last resort. But right now, Putin has taken his favorite division, the VDV 76th Division, which is a Spetsnaz infantry armor, and he is throwing his best trained, best equipped, best led troops in this thrust toward Kiev. They are prepared to go in there, and they are going to try to level everything in their path to take that country. That's the center of gravity that they're going for. They want to topple the government by taking Kiev, and the Ukrainians are laying in wait, and let's hope we can do it. But as of right now, we've got a bill passed, and the president has yet to sign it and release those billions of dollars of aid to Ukraine to be able to allow them to defend themselves.
Yeah, you got to get the money out right away, because as you heard our reporter say, the Russians are just 10 miles outside the capital. All right, Kurt, Chuck, thank you guys so much for your analysis.
Thank you.